on our call, and I appreciate you guys being patient as I kind of got over this little tech glitch. But tonight we are having an open call for those of you who may be interested in learning more about Isogenics and our products and our systems and the awesome nutrition that we have with our no-compromise ingredients. We'll start off with telling you a little bit about my personal product experience with Isogenics, and then I'll be so happy to introduce you to one of my dear friends and an exec on our Adaptogenics team, Dr. Carla Aqua. She's a good friend of mine. I hope she's on. She's an integrative doctor in Illinois and an amazing mother, and she's a wealth of knowledge, really, when it comes to nutrition. So, Isogenics, we are considered really the only full-body cellular cleansing, fat-burning, and replenishment system on the market. We incorporate nutrient-enriched intermittent fasting, which has proven to be just amazing, and so many more people and medical professionals also are recommending this based on some recent science and findings that they have had. So we're really both a detoxifying system with our cleanses, and we're also a nutritional replenishment system. We do not claim to cure, treat, diagnose anything because we're simply food, not a medication or drug. But what we do know is that high-quality nutrition can absolutely help your body to perform in outstanding ways and in ways that are very different to how they perform when you fill your body, with junk, which a lot of us are doing because so much of our food, the processed foods are totally, just bankrupt with nutrients. So many people who start with Isogenic systems start to notice an increase in energy and mental clarity and overall feelings of wellness when they start flooding their bodies with this food. We are non-GMO, gluten-free, with no artificial flavorings and sweeteners, and in addition, we have the highest quality whey protein meal replacement shakes on the market as far as I am concerned, from my experience. So a little bit about my story. My name is Deanna Falchook, and I am married to a great guy named Mark, and we have 7 children, 2 by birth, 3 from Ethiopia who were adopted, 1 from Guatemala who was adopted as an infant, and 1 from Ukraine. I started with Isogenics in April of 2013. Prior to Isogenics, my family had hit such a rough stretch financially that even our diets had tanked. We had just been eating really awful food. In fact, it got so bad that we were eating foods that were donated to us from a woman who would receive expired foods from grocery stores and first offer them to food pantries, and then what they didn't want, we would add to our diets. And we weren't always, kind of like that, but what had happened was our very successful entertainment business had tanked. And my husband was working 2 jobs, and it was very, very hard. So we were eating poorly. And it was during that time that I started to notice, obviously, that I was just feeling more tired. I wasn't as clear mentally. I'd gained 40 pounds. And I was also very, very depressed, and I had lost the sense of wellness. In addition, my children that we had adopted, especially our 3 children from Ethiopia, had once been, collecting water really from down the lake, in this lake right downstream from where they would, clean their cows. It was like a multi-purpose area where everybody in the village would go. So my children had been exposed to so many different diseases. And my Guatemalan daughter had been fed formula, which had been loaded with sugar. It smelled like tapioca. My Ukrainian son, who was HIV positive, who we adopted in 2011, had lived his entire life eating, tea, broth, and bread, and was basically a pincushion for experimental treatments for HIV. And so we were highly toxic, and I knew that junk food and fast food restaurants were really not going to do what it would take to get our children out of this acidic state into a more alkaline state. Because one thing that isogenics does is really to try to get you balanced into a more alkaline state, because what we do know is that acid will kind of breed up diseases and senses of not being as healthy. So we were eating awful foods while I still knew all of this stuff about my kids, and I also started to then, I think as a survival mechanism, want to research really what was the best food on the planet. And I knew that we weren't eating the best food on the planet. So I knew that I wanted my children to be gluten-free for the most part. I wanted to reduce the amounts of sugar that we had in our diet. I wanted to reduce the processed food in our system. And I wanted their immune system to be as strong as possible. We had done blood tests on our kids and had doctors supporting us, and noticing that especially with Alec, due to his, that's my son from Ukraine, that his liver enzymes, everything was just so messed up because he was out imbalanced. So with the help of doctors and everything, we really started to reach for some great nutrition. And I knew that we needed pre and probiotics. I knew that we needed nutrient-dense foods that had like vitamin C and, adaptogens to reduce stress. And what I discovered is that I found isogenics because somebody introduced it to me during a time that was very, very difficult for us. But tonight's a product call, so I'm talking mostly about the product, not my financial miracle, which I also did discover through this company. But I just knew that not only did we need to have our bodies flooded with nutrition, but we needed serious detox just because of the environment that we were living in and what we had been exposed to. And Isogenics has an amazing cleansing product called Cleanse for Life, which I'll tell you a little bit more in a second. And I also knew that my kids had been eating, food that had been dead for most of their lives, so they needed the live food, as I mentioned, pre and probiotics. And so I found Isogenics, and it just was amazing. I had dropped 40 pounds without any exercise just because of this great nutrition and cleansing. And nutritional cleansing is amazing, and ours is a cellular cleanse, which helps to reduce inflammation in your system. And just by that, my energy lifted. I felt happier. I was clear mentally, and it's been a miracle for us and our children, the same thing. So I want to talk a little bit really about, the products. So first off, what are we facing today? We are facing, financial stress, low energy, and physical pain or physical discomfort. I was very uncomfortable during this period of time. We're facing a lot of obesity and premature aging. So worldwide, I don't know if you know this, but obesity has actually doubled since 1980. 46% of adults and 31.5% of children worldwide are overweight or obese. 86% of men and 67% of women work more than 40 hours per week, which creates a lot of stress. 76% of people cited money and work as their leading cause of stress in life. And then exposure to free radicals, toxicity, unhealthy lifestyle all contribute to accelerating an aging process and unfortunately help to deteriorate your health. So the CDC studying obesity now considers it actually a disease. And it is not solely because we are eating too much and making poor choices. Even healthy foods that we get are making us overweight just due to the fact that they may be, contaminated with toxins and that type of thing. Currently, 1 in 2 people will develop cancer, and back in the 1950s, it was 1 in 12. 1.3 million women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. That's over a 30% increase in the last 25 years. And we see such a preponderance in diabetes, thyroid, and autoimmune disease. And the one that gets me the most is that a third of our children are diagnosed with diabetes, and this is the first generation of children that are predicted not to have a higher and longer life expectancy than their parents, which is ridiculous. So we are overweight and not feeling as well for many reasons because of our environment. The air is polluted, our water is contaminated, and our food is totally processed with preservatives and sprayed with pesticides. Excuse me. We also are experiencing chronic inflammation, and there are really two key factors that that cause that, and it's mostly toxicity and deficiency. And these are things that Isogenics actually addresses. So they acknowledge that we're living in a toxic environment and that people simultaneously not only need to get the toxins out of their system, but are not replenishing their body or flooding their bodies with great nutrition, no matter how hard they try. Because even a lot of the healthy foods that we eat, even organic foods, they allow a certain amount of allowable pesticides to be on those foods. So Isogenics is a solutions-based company. I love the word solution. It was totally a solution for my family, but we're not just about weight loss. A lot of people, they think that we're about weight loss, and that is one of our solutions, but it's weight loss, it's energy and performance. So we have a lot of athletes that are using Isogenics to help build more lean muscle and drop the visceral fat, and just to be energized enough for their workouts. So it's actually helping to fuel their bodies, whether it's some kind of heavy-duty cardiovascular sport or some kind of muscle-building sport. So that's crucial. Healthy aging, I will tell you for myself, there's a product called Brain Boost, which has turmeric and ginkgo biloba in it, and I take that, and that's been amazing. Another aspect of the healthy aging systems that we have this product called Sleep Spray that they say that we don't produce as much melatonin in our bodies as we start to age, and so this is peppermint, melatonin, and chamomile. I just spray that at night. We have an amazing formula for a product that we call Isogenesis, which is telomere support, which helps us to slow down some deterioration in some of our telomeres, and it's all done naturally. So we have the weight loss, we have energy and performance, healthy aging, and then there's a wealth creation aspect to it. We are the world leader in nutritional cleansing, which is another thing that differentiates us from a lot of the other, let's say, systems out there and the other companies that promote weight loss. We have this nutritional cleansing system where if you're maybe 4 days out of the month, I do a deep cleanse, which is 2 days, a couple times a month. And especially if you're in the process of trying to lose weight, you will love cleansing. It helps to get your body more alkaline and more clear. And there's been a lot of studies that show that intermittent fasting is very healthy for you and really great. But we also have to replenish our system as well. But regarding cleansing, we have this product, Cleanse for Life. It supports the detoxification in the liver and the cells. So there have been a lot of cleanses out there, but quite frankly, you're depleting your body so much that it can really do a number on your liver. This supports the detoxification in the liver and cells. It helps support fat loss, detox the body, and the fat goes with it as a side effects because the toxins in your body, they actually store the fat. So with a cleanse, you really want to be able to get rid of the toxins, and that's what we do because we're cleansing on a cellular level, not like a liver or colon cleanse where you're in the bathroom all the time. This is a very gentle cleanse. It's amazing. Supports mental and physical performance when under stress. This is the Cleanse for Life product. Supports the immune system and cardiovascular health, and it aids in digestive health. There are people that I've heard it said that even our digestive system is like another brain because it's really having pre and probiotics in your gut really is brain food, and that's what we have here at Isogenics. So Cleanse for Life also helps in fighting free radicals and contribute to oxidative stress. So that's one aspect of the cleansing. The Cleanse for Life product is crucial. Cleansing is crucial. Some people just want to do the shakes, but a 2-day cleanse is amazing, but we also have a 1-day cleanse or a daily cleanse, which the person that is helping you to teach you more about Isogenics could explain that. Also, there's more information on some of our websites regarding that. ISA product, we have isogenicshealth.net and isafyi.com as well. It's an area that you can learn more about Isogenics. But so that's the cleansing aspect. Then we have the nourishment aspect, which is our shakes. Our shakes are amazing. It's really the perfect food. It's a meal replacement shake, and it's a great balance of protein, fat, sugars, natural sugars, fiber, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and carbohydrates. It clinically alkalizes the body in 2 days, brings your pH of the body to, 7.0. That's what you want. You want your body to be in that place. That's why we cleanse and then nourish our bodies. Our shakes come in either whey or plant-based protein. We do have a vegan shake. The whey protein is undenatured whey protein, and it's really the only cold processed shake on the market, which means that they process it without putting heat in there so that the digestive enzymes are intact, highly absorbable, easily digested, and you want there to be branched chain amino acids that are not killed off or broken in the heating process so that the protein actually goes into your muscles and feeds the muscles. And that's what we've got here, and that's why it's so unique. There are people who will just grab any protein shake off the shelves, and it doesn't have the same type of integrity or high quality ingredients that we have with Isogenics. So you've got the cleansing, you've got the nourishment, and then there's the replenishment aspect. One of my favorite products is called Ionic Supreme. It's filled with these adaptogenic herbs and botanicals. It's a blend of plant, root, fruit, veggie extracts that really promote an anti-inflammatory effect on the body, helps fight stress, and it gives the body what it needs in the morning or night. Also helps, it's great after a workout for muscle repair and recovery for athletes. I love the Ionic Supreme. It's such a great de-stressor. I've used it at times even if I just want to relax at night, and I've also used it in the morning when I want more energy. I know it sounds crazy, but it actually gives you energy but can also help to calm you down. And a lot of the mothers in my team love Ionics and would not live without it. We also have, there's actually about 60 products in our product line. I think it's about 60. So I'm not going to talk about all of them. There's so many. But we also have an amazing vitamin. It's called Isogenesis. It used to be called Product B. It has antioxidants plus the telomere support, and it combats aging at the cellular level. And it has a proprietary blend of natural bioactive antioxidants and nutrients that target the root causes of accelerated aging. But, you can take it really, you don't have to be, 30 or 40 to take it. You can you can take it at any age. We have a lot of, not any age, but, as long as you're an adult. So it helps maintain youthful function of cells and healthy telomeres. By the way, we do have an age chart for different products that you can read to see which products work for different ages. But it provides nutritional support for the total body health. And it's formulated for men and women, and it comes in an AM pack, making it really easy, and a PM pack, and they're really easy to digest. I used to have problems taking vitamins and would feel nauseous. These absorb very, very quickly. The other thing that's really great to know about Isogenics is that we have clinical research. We did a study with the University of Illinois Chicago versus the heart healthy diet. And what we've discovered is that 56% more weight loss with isogenics over the heart healthy diet, 47% more fat loss with isogenics, and twice as much visceral fat loss, which, again, visceral fat is that fat that you can actually see oftentimes around the gut, and the fat that I had a really hard time getting rid of when I hit a certain age. So isogenics, we have not only these solutions, which again are weight loss, energy and performance, healthy aging, and wealth creation. We also have some amazing skincare called Rejuvity that is fantastic. So what they've done is they've covered almost every single aspect of what different types of people can need. And what we're seeing, of course, is that people are more aware of their health, more aware of taking that into their own hands, and they're looking for high-quality foods to invest in because they understand that the options that they're getting out there on the shelves, and even in some cases, in some of the organic foods, it's not doing it. We don't live in a world anymore where, the food that you get out of the garden necessarily has not been affected by the toxins in the environment. So what isogenics has done has taken the best foods and put them in an entire system. So what many of us are doing, we're doing it for weight loss. We go in the system for as long as we need to lose that weight, which is usually a couple shakes a day, a very balanced meal between 400 and 600 calories. We cleanse, and that's for weight loss. For people who are on the system who are, let's say, an athlete or whatever, they may use these meal replacement shakes and the cleanse and many of our products just really to enhance and be the fuel for their bodies as they're working out. For people who are on maintenance, they still are wanting to have these shakes. I will take them even instead of a dessert, and I am eating well. I'm eating healthy foods, enough calories now that I've lost my 40 pounds, but I will not live without these products because of the way that I feel and what it's done for my family and I. One thing before I bring Carla onto the line is for you to understand what the Isogenics vision is. Our vision is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. The company, the integrity is so strong. They've been around since 2002 and have built a huge and successful company. The product line has developed throughout its inception, which in the beginning it was just a few core products, and now, as I mentioned, we have many. But it's a family company that's very focused on quality of life. They mean what they say when they say that they want to free people from physical and financial pain. They really see a world of where people are more vital, more healthy, and can live great lives without the stresses of what has, come about in our world currently. So I would like to, I don't know, Elaine, if you're still here, but I actually would like to bring in Carla Aqua onto the line. Carla, are you around? Are you there?
I am out here. Can you hear me?
I am so happy you're there. I'm so sorry about the beginning of this call, which flustered me a bit, and I'm also just back from a awesome Isogenics conference called, New Year's Kickoff, which was amazing. You know a little bit about, when I mentioned my story, but you know more about that. But I want to introduce everybody. Carla is one of our Isogenics executives, and she is from Illinois. She's a friend of mine. She's also an integrative doctor. She's part of our Adoptogenics team. I created a team called Adoptogenics. Many families who have adopted kids who see the value of these products in their health and in their family. And I wanted to bring you on, Carla, just to just to share a little bit about how this has worked for you as a doctor in presenting this to families, children, and of course, what it's done for you.
Oh, wow, that's a big subject. I was struggling back in 2013 as well. It wasn't long after you came into the picture that I was watching your journey, and I was connected to Deanna and Carolyn Tweetmeyer by watching orphan blogs, not because I was doing medical research. And I love the way that God does that. He weaves a beautiful tapestry by when you reach out and you look for others and help others. It's amazing how you find the answers that you've been desperately seeking yourself. My story is that I'd really been struggling with a sluggish metabolism for 13 years. I was an employed physician. I was very stressed. We'd had a corporate merger, which was really the equivalent of a corporate takeover, and the format of my practice was being challenged and trying to make it conform. And all those things were literally sucking the life out of me. I kept gaining weight. I was tired all the time. I felt overwhelmed and just really unhappy with the way things were going. And I really watched from the background for a number of months. And I think, Deanna, you said you joined in April of 2013. And in June, I was desperate enough to quietly order a pack for myself, and I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my friends. The only people who knew were the ones in my house. And I got going on the products, and after a short period of time, I started noticing that things were different. And as time went on, I couldn't keep the information to myself, and I started sharing it with neighbors and friends. And it was difficult because I was still employed by that time by that corporation, and I wasn't free to disclose to patients, which was just so heartbreaking to me. It felt like I had my hands tied, and I knew I had the answer to what would help women that were coming to me every day complaining of the same things that I felt. And so as time went on, I prayed that prayer, Lord, please show me, make it clear, should I stay here or should I go? And he answered that prayer and made it crystal clear that I needed to leave that position. I resigned. And in January of 2014, opened my own practice. And by that time, fully knew that this was going to be a cornerstone for my practice. And not only did it restore me to physical health, I dropped 3 sizes. I no longer had that same, Deanna, it's more than that, though, too. The year before, I had actually lost 8 pounds, and when I got my my employer's Healthy You screening, I had not lost even 1% of body fat. And
Whoa.
So what I lost was lean body mass. And then the following year, after I had opened a new practice, resigned from, it was a very busy and stressful time. I wasn't having time to exercise. And yet at the beginning of that year, I went and did my screening parameters again. And what I found on my paper was that I was down 11 pounds and 12% body fat. So
that's amazing.
It was such a dramatic difference. And the only difference, of course, was that I had changed the nutrition. My body was functioning at an alkaline place. And everything was different. So my metabolism was different. My outlook was different. And the way God does it is he provided this vehicle that has sustained my practice financially as well, so that I'm able to sit down for 30 to 60 minutes with patients one-on-one. And you can't afford to do that in a medical practice without another source of revenue. The numbers won't match. And so he allows me to sit and consult, really listening to what people need. And I've seen so many women and families, their lives are changed using these products. It's just been an unbelievable journey to watch. And
wow.
all because of the Orphan blog to begin with.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, and now, is your family using this as well?
Oh, yes. My son has a shake every morning. My kids use bars, to go to school events. The isoline bars have a tremendous amount of protein in them. And I don't think you mentioned this earlier. I didn't hear you. If you did, that this, of course, does not contain any of the artificial sweeteners and colors and preservatives that we see over and over and over in other product lines. And so that's so important to me. My husband has a shake every day. He also drinks the Cleanse and the Ionics every morning, and just see tremendous changes in outlook with those. That's not that much to add a shake and a couple drinks, and I've seen tremendous changes in ability to cope with stress on various levels from all the people in my home.
Yeah, and I want to say one last thing, and I want just to get you to comment on this. I know for a fact that you really did your homework before accepting, Isagenix, because as a doctor, as a medical professional, you are inundated with companies actually, throwing everything at you to recommend their products. So were you at all skeptical at first, and what was the main thing that got you to say, wait a second, this is the real deal, or was it just reading the ingredients? I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
There were a few things. Most shakes contain soy, and soy is well known to interfere with thyroid function, and it can also have estrogen-like effects, and it is also a highly GMO product. And all of those things I absolutely wanted to avoid. I'd previously tried a shake that had soy in it from a very reputable company that is very vested in soy, and it flew my hormones. I had half a shake and I could feel my hormones shift on me. It really rocked my boat, and not in a good way.
Wow.
And
wow.
The whey protein, being that it's from the grass-fed cows in New Zealand and cold processed, so we're looking at a protein that's intact without GMO, antibiotics, steroids, artificial colors, sweeteners, and flavors. Those were huge for me. And I kind of lost track of what my third point was. I know what it was. Yes, you're right. I did not tell anybody, because you can't casually, as a physician, claim all these things with products and then be wrong. So that's why I used it privately for 4 months before I told anybody. And I knew Carolyn Tweetmeyer personally. I'd met her at conferences. I knew she wasn't going to sell herself out for a few bucks, and that was the bottom line.
Wow. The credibility.
Yeah, integrity. I knew who you guys were as people, and that made all the difference in the world.
Awesome. Thank you, Carla. Okay, so I just want to make sure that everybody knows a couple of things. I mean, Carla, this is so helpful hearing from a doctor, and, also you're so awesome. Tomorrow night there will be a more business-oriented call that you can learn more about the opportunity, but you've been either sent here or you saw the call listed by somebody. If you want to know more about how to get these products, please contact the person that connected you to the call. There are ways to get your products half price or even, for free by just connecting with a couple of other people and cleansing together with other people. So the person who sent you here can tell you more about that. We have, like I said, individual products, but what really is the best is to get onto a system. So we have different packages. We have a 30-day system, and I'm just going to give you a general overview. Again, the person that you speak to can tell you more. Is approximately around, in the first month, $8 to $10 a day for a couple of meals, your cleanse, and some snacks. There's a President's Pack, It's about $20 a day. It has the vitamins as well, meal replacement bars, these Delight antioxidant chocolates that are amazing during your cleanse. And then there's a business builder pack. Any of these packs, by the way, if you're interested in business, everybody can come on board with this wholesale account and either be a product user, which is totally fine, or share with friends. We highly recommend that you share with friends. But there's a business builder pack that within the first month is about $40 a day. Products are fully refundable, but you will want to stay on them for the rest of your life. They're so amazing. But like I said, listen to the call tomorrow night. I apologize for some of the tech difficulties in the beginning. We are passionate about this. This has changed my life. I know that there are people out there listening to this call that are really struggling with their energy, struggling with their mental clarity, or feeling like, okay, you're just getting older and you have to accept the deterioration and the feelings of just getting older. And we have solutions for all of those. And I think it warrants a little bit more of a look. So anyhow, connect with them, and we will talk to you all later. Thanks for listening in on the call. Good night.